What is the benefit of being in a parenting group, an ADHD parenting group? After 30 years of experience as a teacher, counselor, I watched over and over again parents whose children had been diagnosed with ADHD. These parents had really no idea, no concept of what ADHD was, its challenges, its struggles, its benefits. I saw parents that were very frustrated with the dynamics that were going on at home with homework issues, with poor grades, knowing that their student was very capable and yet wasn't bringing home textbooks, materials, wasn't studying for tests, not doing homework sometimes, doing homework sometimes, and yet not being able to turn it in. What is the benefit of being in a group? Parents of ADHD students need support. You need to know that what's going on with your student and in your home is not different than what other parents are struggling with. And we need to come together as parents to encourage one another, to share ideas of what's working. I want to share with you and tell you that the success of your student maneuvering the American school system with ADHD rests with the parents. It is critical that you know what ADHD is. It's critical that you know what it's not. It is more cost effective to get this education in a group as opposed to individual counseling. I want to share with you two concepts today that parents need to know so that they can be a support, an advocate for their student. One, I want to share with you the hunter-farmer theory. Tom Hartman, who is alive today, his son was diagnosed with ADHD, and he studied ADHD from a sociological and an anthropological standpoint. After his research, he came to the conclusion that all civilizations need hunters and farmers to perpetuate themselves. Let's look at the three characteristics of ADHD. They are impulsivity, hyperactivity, and distractibility. These three characteristics cause trouble in the American school system. Tom Hartman told his son, "Son, the school system is a system for farmers and you're a hunter. So we're going to help you maneuver your way through the system successfully." Let's look at these three characteristics in school. Distractibility. It's hard to get an education. It's hard to sit in a classroom and concentrate and be easily distracted. Impulsivity. We know that students are supposed to sit in that class for 50 minutes at a time, 7 periods, 8 periods a day, and not move. Hyperactivity. It's hard for a little hyperactive student to sit still all day long and listen to what the teacher has to say. So we can see what a trouble these characteristics cause for the student in the classroom. This is why many times they are labeled troublemakers, poor students. You disrupt my class. I want you to raise your hand before you ask the question. Let's take these three characteristics and let's take them to the hunter environment. Whereas distractibility is a real downer in the classroom, it's a lifesaver in the hunter environment. The hunter has to be, let's reframe distractibility. The hunter has to hear everything that's going on, not only hear it or see it, but also process it. Is it a threat? Do I need to act on it right now? The impulsivity in the classroom, blurting out answers, blurting out questions, speaking without thinking doesn't work real well, does not make for a successful experience in the classroom. But in the hunter environment, that impulsivity translates to an ability to think quickly, move quickly. Hyperactivity. We know that it takes a lot more energy, a different type of energy, to survive in the frontier than it does on the farm. The farmer is happy going out every day, watering the plants. He's satisfied not to see the seedlings coming up. He easily can defer gratification, whereas the hunter has a lot of other expectations for him to be successful. So parents, this is what is ahead of you. You have to be willing to help your hunter maneuver his way through the school system. It's going to take working with him, it's going to take working with his teachers, and working with his counselors. If a student does not have the support, the positive support of his parents, the ADHD can present a lot of problems. Discouragement, a feeling of defeatedness all the time. I can't do it. Why does everybody else find it easy? And it's the parent that has to tell the student, you're not wired like they are. You're just going to learn it in a different way than they do. But there's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with the American school system. We know we're not going to change the school system. So we have to help our ADHD kids understand that how they are wired is not compatible with the demands of the school system. Now, do we use that as an excuse to fail and to cop out and to back out? No. We just help our kids cope and compensate with their differences. The last thing I want to talk to you about is a concept called Save the Spirit. I've seen a lot of ADHD kids by the time they get out of high school pretty beat up and pretty discouraged, thinking they're dumb, they're lazy, maybe they're even stupid. And this is more painful to a person than the inability to manage their time, organize their materials, organize their day, focus, and concentrate. And it is the parent that is responsible for this. I want to help you, help your student survive the challenges of the school system so that when they graduate, they know that there was nothing wrong with them, that they did their best and they were a success.